Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and today I'm gonna be clearing up the confusion on the KDK and Panasonic fans, because everyone thinks they're bad now. They're not, okay? Specific models of them are bad. Most of the Panasonic ones, yeah, they're bad. They're just bad. But there are still some models that are really good. For example, the last of the models that are good for Panasonic are their desk fans and their wall fans. That's it. That's because they haven't switched over to the 405 versions of them. Hopefully they don't, because those suck. So let's go over a little bit of history. So, as you all know, National and KDK made fans here in the Philippines. They're basically the same company under Matsushita Electric Corporation, and they're pretty good. Most of them were renowned for being super reliable, lasting 20 or more years, literally. I have two of them. They both lasted me like more than 20 years. Two Nationals, specifically. And some other people have KDK versions of those. Yes, they did last really long too. So, what's wrong? Well, this is where it started going. So, in 2004, they changed the motor a little bit, but still, it's reliable still. So, and then after 2 years, about 2007, 3 years, National officially turned into Panasonic. But that's not where the chaos starts, okay? They actually produced great fans for like the next few years, until the fateful day that they killed the 40 series fans. Now, that was 2015 when Panasonic said, "Oh, we'll release new fans. Those old ones, they're gone. They're trash," they said. They said it was trash because we have new modern design. Look at this. It's so amazing, and it's more energy efficient. Instead of 80 watts, it's just gonna take up 60 watts, and it's gonna be a lot less expensive. So, that looks pretty good on paper. Like, wow, I get more savings for buying the fan and a newer modern design. And yes, I did like the modern design. So eventually, I decided to buy 3 of the new design fans. Now, that was a horrible, horrible mistake. Now, we gotta distinguish which fans to buy and not to buy. So first of all, the 40 series fans, they're all good. They have the good motor. They don't have the bad motor, okay? So we're talking about the motor inside the fan. So the 40 series had the open design motor. That means it looks like all the other motors that you see. It looks like an Asahi motor or a Camel motor. I think they share motors with Camel, actually. But here's the deal with the 405 series. They have the NIDIC motor. Now, we're gonna discuss why the NIDIC motor is bad, but first, we gotta distinguish which fans are good and bad. So first of all, most of Panasonic's line is a 405 or 455 series fan now. So, their 409 series, yes, they do use NIDIC motors, but they're DC motors. I haven't tried one of those, but I still wouldn't recommend buying those. I don't know, it's still made by NIDIC, but honestly, NIDIC actually specializes in DC motors. So, that's not really bad. So, NIDIC is actually the manufacturer of a lot of small motors, like in hard drives and computer stuff. Like, there's a lot of applications where NIDIC has actually manufactured good motors. But their AC motor technology, no, they're just trash. They're trash. They specialize in DC motors, okay? They don't specialize in AC motors. I don't even know why Panasonic and KDK asked them to manufacture motors for them, because they have their own motor technology and it's better. So, let's talk about this. Um, First of all, you have the 40 series fans, the original series fans. These have the good motors, the open ones, and obviously the 455 series is bad. Oh yeah, in the 40 series, there's also the 45 series. So what I'm saying is the the numbers in the model names, for example, F40 SWP, SF40V, SS45, or F45 PWP. Those numbers, those are the series numbers. They're the ones that distinguish the old models from the new models. And now, for the new models, the F405LB, the KDK L405B, or the Panasonic F455LP. KDK doesn't make those. Fortunately, KDK does not make those, because that would suck if they actually made those. But yeah, so the models you want to buy is the one with the 40 or 45. Only 2 digits, 2 numbers, and depending on the model, 3 or 2 letters on the end, or depending on which manufacturer. Panasonic usually uses an F at the start, and for KDK they use 1 letter on the start. So now let's move on to the bad ones. So the bad ones that you shouldn't buy is the 405 series. They're usually the F405 series or the F455 for Panasonics, and for KDKs, do not buy the S405 series, any of them. So yeah, I hope this clears this up. So I'm just gonna pull up some pictures right here of the fans you should buy and the ones that you shouldn't buy. So yeah, and on paper, why is it like the 40 series are more expensive? That's because they have the good motor. They don't have the terrible motor. So yeah, you might think, oh, I just want to save money. No, you're not going to save money. It's going to end up breaking itself after 2 years. Do not buy the 405 or 455 series fans. They're terrible. Just don't. Please, don't. So, this has been a little long, but hopefully you finally know which KDKs are good and which KDKs are bad. This actually does not apply to any other fan manufacturer here in the Philippines, because they usually just use 1 motor for each company. Like Asahi makes really, really good motors, and they're just superior in every way. They have oil ports. It's just buy Asahi if you really want to be worth it. But if you need to save a little cash, yeah, KDK is pretty good too. Like, they're good, and they've been trusted for like over decades now. Just don't buy the 405 455 series. So thank you for listening, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.